So my brothers, it is Saturday here in Skopje, North Macedonia. It's Saturday. We know what that means on this channel. Saturday's approach day. Saturday is approach day. That's where we go and have some fun. We do some daytime approaches. So if you are new to the channel, I am Joseph. This is Organic Attraction. And on this channel, we discuss how men over the age of 35 who've had a divorce or come out of a long-term relationship can get themselves back into having a fantastic personal life, can get that second chance, that second bite at the cherry, and end up with having the personal life of your choosing, whether that's, whatever it is. Some guys want to go down the international rotation route, other guys want to go down more of a traditional relationship route. Actually, I would advocate the latter, to be honest. For older guys, I think there's a lot more to gain from that. But you can do a bit of both to begin with, can't you? So the main thing is getting you back on track. The main thing is getting you back on track, rebuilding your life. Yeah, in your mid-30s, it's a very different thing. It's a very, very different thing to your early 20s because, well, you probably don't have too many single friends. A lot of your friends shacked up and all that type of thing, and you're wanting to get yourself out there. So what do we do, gentlemen? What do we do? So on a different video, I'll talk about life ecosystem. I won't talk about that on this video. Today's going to be more of a focus on the daytime approach. Daytime approach, just like nighttime approach, just like social life, is just a really good way for you to get leads, to meet attractive, beautiful women, and to eventually bring some of them into your life, and hopefully, find that special one as well. There's nothing like the sheer thrill of going over to a girl in the mall in front of everybody and just laying down a bit of magic for her, There's nothing better than that. There's nothing that beats it, in my experience. Or, well, it's up there in terms of this sphere of life. Nighttime is also great, though, to be honest. But there's something about the daytime. It's just different. So that's what we're going to do today on this video. I'm going to head over to a mall that I actually really like. There's a mall just there, actually, but it's dog shit. It's dog shit. It's a horrible mall. I don't care who's in there, and the girls on that, there's nothing special about that mall either. But I'm going to go over to a mall which is a bit quieter, which I actually like, and we're going to start off over there. Ideally, you do want some foot traffic. There will be enough, but it is a bit of a quieter mall. So we're going to start off over there, and we'll just go, basically go do 3 approaches over in that mall. I do have to run some errands as well. I've got to get my Macedonian SIM card sorted out again. Run out of credit. So yeah, my name is Joseph. This is Organic Approach. Join me on this cold approach session. Once we get into the mall, we'll see what happens. I can't promise I'll come in after every set. That would be good, but sometimes things happen quite quickly. This is the real world. So at a very minimum, though, I will come out when I'm leaving the mall. So this is Joseph, and this is Macedonia. Welcome to the channel. Let's go do some approach. Laku noć, boys. So the night after the day before. It is now Sunday night. I'm just winding down here in snowy Skopje. We're heading home. And as I predicted, once I actually got into the mall, it was all bets off in terms of, filming and picking up the camera between sets, because there's just too much for me to do, basically, too much for me to deal with. So allow me to break down that session yesterday. So I got in, and as I'm experienced now, I don't have to do warm-ups. I will very often do them, but I don't have to do them. And so I kind of went in just with a wolf energy right from the get-go. Walked around the mall, I would say, for about 5-6 minutes, maximum 10, I don't know, but not too long. Saw a couple, and then one girl that I'd previously seen, she kind of went to an information point. I was like, okay, well, this is a good start. I'll approach her. So she went to this information point, spoke to the information person. She was also on the phone as well. She was also on a video call, and I stopped her and went straight in with a bold compliment. You look amazing today. You look gorgeous today, or whatever I said. You look fantastic today. And just got a little bit of conversation going. It turned out she was from Germania barbarian girl. She had leather boots on. This girl looked fantastic. She was just a fit girl, basically. And yeah, got her, spoke to her friend on the phone, and then got her contact after a few minutes. She seemed to like me, basically. So yeah, why wouldn't you? It was a good approach. So there we go. One down. So 1 for 1, and it was so good. It was quite intense as well, you know, the way I was looking at her and stuff. And it was so good that I almost didn't want to do any more approaches. I was like, I'm good, I'll go home now. That was sweet. But I did. I kind of carried on walking. I thought, right, let me go onto the second floor, just this is something I have in my mind, because I want to preserve the specialness of that moment. I don't want to just go and approach another girl 10 meters down the road, and then the girl number one, she sees me do it, and it's kind of like, it does kind of ruin it. So it's not that you should be afraid or anything like that, but I was just like, no, this is on me. I want to preserve the magic. Let's go up to the second floor. So I did. Went into a library. Sorry, not a library, a bookshop on the second floor, and there was actually a really nice girl, really just a lovely, totally different looking girl, not as sultry and sexy, but really lovely, kind of full figure, and well dressed. And so I approached this one in a slightly different way, almost in the way that I would approach in a club. And I'm actually not saying this is the right or wrong way to approach. It was just something I could do in a calm, casual way, because it's a very low energy environment, right? A library. So what I did was, especially it's a Macedonian library, what's the etiquette there? I don't fucking know. So I kind of walked around the library a little bit, and there's an unusual copy of collection of Nietzsche that I've got my eye on, which is actually genuinely unusual. So I looked at that, looked around the library a little, looked around the bookshop a little bit, intentionally moving a couple of times where she probably might have scanned me in her eye line. She may well have seen me in her eye line. So this is something I used to do in clubs. If you can get into the girl's eye line before you approach her, I think that is generally a good thing to do. Generally. Now, don't get me wrong, don't obsess over this, but if anything to make your life 5% easier, I'm up for it. So if you can do that, it's a slightly warmer approach. I used to do that a lot in clubs. Now I don't really bother, because I just got more authority. But I kind of brought that back in, and I did that, got myself in front of her eye line a little bit, a couple of times. And then eventually, like at an opportune moment, which was quite a while in, I'd say I was in there perusing for about 7, 8 minutes. And then I saw an opportune moment, and then opened, and it just went amazingly. It just went brilliantly. Opened with a really strong, a really genuine compliment, and absolutely just a lovely, lovely woman. Like, really nice demeanor, really nice energy, looked fantastic. Pleasant to talk to, just overall pleasant experience. And we probably talked for about 20 minutes, you know. And there was like some little girls in the shop like tapping each other and then pointing over at us, you know, because people do notice an approach, for sure. Let's get ourselves across here. So yeah, that was well, that was that for the second approach. Eventually exchanged some details. She had a boyfriend. So it was one of those where you can see like she really liked the compliment. I think she did feel a flutter of attraction, if I'm being honest, but good for her. She told me she had a boyfriend, which is also cool as well. You know, it's for people who've got boyfriends and girlfriends, a lot of times, things, you're going to be attracted to other people, you know, have momentary attractions. That's completely normal. And so she got that experience, and I got a good experience, but it's not going to go anywhere romantic, I wouldn't have thought. Who knows, you know, I could end up, we actually talked about even potentially meeting up, because I was like, you know, I'm actually genuinely, I'm happy to meet people in general, because I'm a newcomer to the city, so the more friends I make, the better. That's happened to me in the past with girls who have approached, who've had boyfriends. I actually will happily meet up with them, you know, for a coffee or something. If I'm in a new city, why not make an interesting new friend? So yeah, it would have been better if she didn't have a boyfriend, but hey, it's actually genuinely fine. So that was approach number 2, and then approaches 4, and then approaches 3 through 6. To tell you the truth, I can't remember much of, because those first 2 were kind of so intensive. I was ready to go home after those 2. I was like, yeah, one inside a bookshop, and then one inside, and one like, you know, straight off the bat, bang, like explosive, fantastic. So I was ready to go after those 2, but just for the sake of it, I did a few more. And I'm trying to even remember what happened. Sometimes a girl, after a compliment, she receives the compliment well, but you can tell she's kind of shutting down, but she's maintaining politeness, and that's absolutely fine. In those cases, I just read it and go, I think maybe I could push this further forward, but I just get a sense this girl's not interested, and I just move on. There was one of those. There was also a few missed opportunities, particularly one of the girls who worked in the mall. She was actually eyeing me up. I saw her in her shop, had eye contact with her, and then she went past a couple times, like she went to the pharmacy or something, and I was stood somewhere, and we eyed each other up again. So, you know, I should have opened her, and that was a bit irritating. She was real fucking sexy as well. So there you go. So there was the mall approach, 5-6 approaches. First 2 were just explosive. I can't even remember the rest, to be honest. So that's almost the opposite of how, should we say, beginner sessions go, where your first few are very timid, and then you get more powerful as you go on. Yesterday I started off powerfully, and then it was over after that. I just kind of like whatever after that. Did some more approaches. Today actually, I haven't been approaching, it's been snowy and stuff, and just been having a day. The thing with your travel as well, when you're traveling and enjoying the world, personally for me, I don't want to make approach in my personal life. I don't want to make that detract from having an amazing experience in places that I come to. So I still prioritize, you know, my general travel life over everything. So today I was going out doing some photos and things, you know, leading a balanced life. I did do one approach in the supermarket, because supermarkets are challenging. There's a sense of being enclosed. There's a sense you're even doing something wrong. It certainly drew a few glances at the checkout. She did look really good. She smelled of fags though, to be fair. So, but that actually was a really bad approach on my part. It was just, you know, not very. It was a classic warm-up approach. Actually, it was a classic warm-up approach. So, you know, there's swings and roundabouts. You can be on fire one day, the next day you can start out on fire one day, the next day you could need more of a warm-up. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But a successful, enjoyable weekend out, getting more contacts, doing more approach, and just continuing to improve, continuing to find interesting scenarios that I kind of somehow wasn't sure. I was like, oh shit, I've never handled this one before. Like a couple of interesting things came up yesterday, which I probably won't go into on this video. So that's a resume of the thing overall. And if you made it this far, I'm going to hit you with a bonus. Okay, bonus. How do you actually do an approach? Stop the girl, pay her a compliment, chit chat, find out some information about her logistics, what she's up to, where she's from, does she live in the city, arrange a date and close her, or suggest something that leads towards that, and then close her, all the while making good, strong eye contact. There you go. There you go. And if you do it properly, I personally find it's quite an energetic output. Like, for me anyway, probably because I'm a bit more introverted, believe it or not. Despite the fact I do cold approach and do these videos. I think I am introverted more because I find it an energetic output to do that. Yeah, after those first two, I was like, wow. It's like that kind of eye contact with a girl you just met like a second before. It's quite intense, you know. In public, there's people watching you and all that type of thing. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm Joseph. This is Organic Attraction. Have a phenomenal week. If you're interested in travel, approach, if you're a man over the age of 35 looking to get back into the game, there's never been a better time, my brother. There's never been a better time in human history to be a man, believe it or not. Yeah, it's there for the taking, man. It's there for the taking. There's no competition.